It's Cervical Cancer Prevention Week. Women are being urged to always attend their smear test. After 600,000 appointments, 600,000 were missed during the first lockdown. Now, it's a message backed by former Corrie star Katie McGlynn, whose character Sinead, of course. Oh, there were very emotional scenes when she died from cervical cancer in 2019. Well, Katie has just been for her own routine test.
Cervical screenings are the best way to protect against cervical cancer, but many of us are still too shy, too scared, too embarrassed to go for our appointments. Well, lucky for you, I'm on my way to the hospital to get my smear test to prove to you all that there's nothing to worry about.
Katie McGlynn.
Oh, yes, hi.
Hi, sweetheart. I'll just take you through to Dr Harris.
I think it's a brilliant thing that you're doing. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there that these type of procedures aren't happening during the COVID crisis, and actually, whilst it might be more difficult to get your appointment, it is still really important that you attend for your routine screening. So if you come through behind the curtain, then you can pop the gown on. You can leave your top half of your clothes on.
Okie dokie, thank you. Right, I'm about to get it done, so I will see you in a sec.
I'm not going to say to you it's pain-free. It will be a little bit uncomfortable, but it doesn't take very long. The most important thing is for me to get a really good sample.
Thank you.
So if you lie back for me.
It was really straightforward. I felt super comfortable with Dr Sally. I didn't feel embarrassed. Yeah, there was some thoughts going through my head like, oh, I've not shaved my legs. But all in all, it was a pretty smooth experience.
Thank you for coming in, and thank you for making it easy for me as well.
Ladies, if any of you have had your cervical screening invitation, please make sure you go. It is so important. It could save your life. If I can do it whilst filming it all, then I think you can too.
Oh, Katie, thank you so much for doing that for us. It was absolutely fantastic. I know you did that all by yourself, and it was really good, and it just shows you how easy, it's quick, it's fine, and the worry is not enough women are going. You know, you're getting the letter and ignoring it.
Yeah, I think a lot of women generally do get embarrassed, you know, in normal times, and I understand that, but it is so quick that there's just no need to worry. And even in the pandemic, if anything, I personally found it a little bit better because everybody had the mask on, there was measures in place, like it felt more protected in a way. But I just strongly urge to anyone who isn't at high risk, who's able to go for the smear test, if they've had the invitation, they should definitely go.
Absolutely, because I think there's that reluctance in a way, maybe thinking, oh, I don't want to overwhelm the NHS, and also a safety thing. But actually, as you said, it's probably safer than it ever was.
Yes, definitely. And I think the embarrassment side really shouldn't take over. If I give anybody any advice, it would be to not stress about it, because the doctors see it day in, day out. They have loads of smear tests that day. Like, they're really not looking at the aesthetics. Like, it's a very clinical operation that's done in like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
And it's not painful. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's fine.
I know, absolutely couldn't agree with you more. Dr Hilary's here, of course, and I know you wanted to ask him something, didn't you?
Yes, I did. On the note that we're in a pandemic, and I know a lot of women who are scared of going for the smear test because they're at high risk. What do they do? Because I know a lot of people at home will be watching this saying, well, my appointment got cancelled, I'm in high risk, I'm scared to go to the hospital. We need some kind of answers on that, because in my point of view, cancer doesn't stop because of COVID.
That's right, absolutely, Katie, and thank you for doing that film. It's absolutely brilliant, because you're a great role model for everybody else, showing how easy it is, how straightforward, how matter-of-fact it all is. On the answer to that question, yeah, if you're high risk, if you had an abnormal smear before, it's more important that you have a follow-up, because what we're looking for when we do a smear is we're not testing for cancer, we're testing for abnormal cells that down the line, months or years later, could lead to cancer. And that's an important distinction. So if you've had an abnormal smear in the past, it's vital that you go for that test, whether it's every 6 months later or 3 months later. If you've been invited for a test, go and have it done. The GP surgeries will have COVID-19 free areas. The PPE will be in place. You'll be in there and out like a shot, and it's very, very safe, as you said in the film. So, yeah, if you're at risk, it's important more than ever to have that smear, and as it's very quickly done, and it will give you an answer and peace of mind.
And it's the thing, if you catch it early, isn't it, Katie? I mean, if you catch it early, you've got such a great chance of making a full recovery. And that storyline that you did last year, award-winning storyline, of course, was fantastic for getting people, making people aware of how important it is to have a smear test.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm so glad that we did it, because I still get messages now from women that have put off the smear test and then they eventually went and they found cancerous cells, and it could be life-threatening. It can save your life by going for a smear, so it is so important. And at the time we got a lot of messages from nurses saying that the uptake on cervical screenings massively rose, so that's amazing. But because we're in a pandemic, we really need to send that message. I sound like a broken record to like my family and my friends and on social media, but ladies, please go for the smears because it can save your life.
No, it absolutely can.
This is the 4th commonest cancer in women worldwide, and it's preventable. It's preventable. Who wouldn't want to have a test, you know, once every 3 years between the ages of 25 and 49 that protects you from getting a cancer?
Yeah, again, you know, we're in this situation where, you know, Katie, we're so fortunate in this country that we have this opportunity to protect ourselves. You know, it would be crazy not to. So I think what you're saying is just wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you again properly, and we can have a good old chat, because I know there's lots of exciting projects coming up and I want to talk to you about them too. But thank you for doing that. It's really important.
Yeah, thanks, Katie.
Thank you. That will save lives.
It will.
She's amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's a really important message. And you know, even if right now you're in a GP practice where they've postponed screening for the time being, don't panic. It's a test for something down the line.
Yeah.
So as soon as you do get an appointment, that's the time to go.
Go,
don't postpone it any further.
Thank you. And for lots more information on cervical cancer testing, along with signs and symptoms, you can, of course, visit our website. Lots of information there. Right. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.